Hello and greetings from Portland. You're tuning in to the Price McDavid Wedding Decoration Creation Spectacular. It fits the theme of the wedding, okay? So today we're going to be showing you how to do is build this beautiful specimen, which is going to be the flower at the centerpiece for the reception. And we're looking at making about 100 of these so we can put them on the tables pretty densely. And what we'll end up doing is we'll end up stabbing this into like a piece of foam or something like that to create an arrangement. And we're working on some other knot stuff as well, the kind of
paper flowers.
And paper flowers. So anyway, we'll be showing you how to make this today. So to give you an overview, it's made of two parts. It's made of this copper stem and then this paracord knot, which forms the head of the flower, right? It's going to be in 3 steps. What we're first going to do is we're going to form the ring that's needed for the knot to hold on to. Then we'll tie the knot onto it, and then we'll make the petals that you see here on the stem. Okay. So without further ado, we'll start forming the ring. So after I put out the mandrel. So for reference, the ring that the flower will sit on, that the head of the flower sit on, needs to be about the size of a dime. So we have a ring mandrel here. So anyway, if you have a ring mandrel for whatever reason, size 4 is about the size you need. So what you're going to do, she'll put it there. You want to wrap it around. So you get your ring. Again, about the size of a dime. If you don't have one of these, form it however you decide you need to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the long end, and we need to get the long end basically to stick out of the middle of the circle like this, okay? So the first step is grab it like this, then you bend it till it goes down through the middle, just like that. While you're doing this, you want to kind of make sure that you don't expand your ring on accident. That tends to happen. Alright, now we're going to grab it like this with the needle nose, and you bend it up. Okay. So now you have your long end coming approximately out of the middle of your circle, and so you may need to modify a little bit if it's not quite right. In this case, okay. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and bend it down like this, which will be useful later. Then what you do is you take your handy dandy pair of wire clippers and you're going to cut off this extra, okay? So you want to cut it off pretty close to the end there. Okay. Okay. When it's cut, you can see that it's a little bit out of plane now, so I'm going to go ahead and bend this down and in. Okay. So that completes the ring section. So now Carrie is going to show you how to tie the knot, which is by far the most difficult part of this.
Okay, so first what you're going to do is you're going to need to fuse the ends of about 44 inches of rope. We've got a candle here to help out with that.
So you need 20 inches of wire, forgot to mention that.
Okay, so we already have the ends fused, so we're just going to melt them so we can stick them together. It's best if you just kind of hold it close to the fire and not in the fire so you don't catch the rope on fire. It tends to make a nasty blob. Okay, so once it's bubbling a little bit, we'll squish it together. And hold it there until it solidifies. It doesn't have to be super pretty. We're going to try and hide this in the flour later. Okay. So that should be good. You pull on it, it should not come apart. Going to be pulling on the petal part of the flowers to tighten the knot down. Okay, so first what you want to do is divide this into 5 approximately equal sized loops to form the petals, and try to get the fused part at the base. So you want to try to get the petals as close to the same size as you can. We can adjust it later once you get the first part of the knot tied. Alright, so that's kind of close. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the petals and fold it over its neighbor. And for the first one, you want to make sure you keep this loop here because you'll be needing it to finish off the knot. And you're just going to go around the five petals like so. And you want to try to keep from twisting the rope so that way it'll lay flat and you get a nice knot that way. So for this last petal, you're going to feed it through here. Very carefully. And from here, you're just going to gently pull on each of the petals, making sure they don't get twisted in the process. Tighten down the knot.
Yeah, the knot is pretty unstable at this point, so you notice Carrie is kind of smashing the middle flat with her fingers while she's pulling on it. And that will really help the knot shape stay together. And we'll show you the pattern that we result with here in a moment.
Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like before you tighten it down more. You want to keep the middle open a little bit. That's what we'll be putting the copper wire through.
Yeah, it's at this stage that you really have to even out the petals. This is like your last chance to do it. This one's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you need to even out the petals for some reason, you'll for instance, you'll pull from this petal, and that'll give you slack, right? And then you can pull it through this pedal, and that will make this one larger and this one smaller. So we don't need to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it back. Yeah, so you can kind of see the spiral pattern here of what results in laying them one over the other. And it's important to note there are actually two sides to this knot. It's not symmetric, so if you look at the other side, it looks different. And it's important here in a moment when we put it on the wire that you actually thread it through the right direction.
As you can see, we've got this nice and hidden in the back, but we're going to flip it over so we can thread the copper through it.
Yeah, so the wire definitely needs to go through this side, the side without the, the side that looks like this. It doesn't have the extra loops on the side. So we're going to thread the copper all the way through.
Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go back the opposite direction you started. So since we started going that way, we're going to come back this way. The same pattern. Okay, so this last loop you're going to thread through, there you go. Maybe. There we go. Okay, and you just tighten it from there. Okay. And at this point, you will know if the copper loop is too big or too small. If it's too big, it'll be really difficult to tighten the knot around it. Now you can move these loops closer to the front. You get closer to what the finished product looks like.
Very nice. Yeah, so at this point you have your knot done. You'll notice it looks the same on the front as it does on the back. So, yeah, then the wire should be hidden in there. This one is poking out a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, on this final stage of tightening, don't be coy about pulling on it pretty hard to get it to seat. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make the leaves for the stem. And I always have the bad habit of making the leaves a little too small, so I'm going to utilize the mandril for it. So I'll do the bigger size. Carrie's going to help me by holding it. Kind of wrap it around like that. Okay. So then, what's normally nice to do is you grab one side with a pair of pliers, then you grab The other side with a more different pair of pliers. And you twist. You don't need a whole lot of loops in here. Just like that will do. So then you kind of work that leaf to where it's pointing a little up. You bend the stem to where it's going down. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to kind of point this leaf a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and make it fatter down here. And this is just shaping. It's just not really a huge deal. You know, kind of make the leaf fat like that. And then you point it at the end. Oh. A little too much pointing there. So there you go. And you just take a few moments to shape it nicely. And then we'll make the next leaf. So the same thing again. This time from the other side, just like that. Grab it there, grab it here, now we'll bring this leaf up this way. Stem, continue downwards. Just like that. So this one, the stem is looking a little bit like a Dr. Seuss flower. It's okay. Now I'll just do some shaping of the leaf like before. So, just like that. So now we have created the flower. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of the McDavid Price Wedding Decoration Creation Spectacular. We hope you join us for future episodes.